Hello, viewers. Today is Saturday, June 7th, 2025. Today I'm going to talk about the Democratic Party. As most of you already know, that the brand Democratic Party is not in a very good shape right now. And ever since they lost the presidential elections to President Donald Trump in November, and then they also lost the House and the Senate, the Democrats are not seen in a good light by the American people, at least for the first 3 or 4 months of the Donald Trump's presidency. Now, given the fact that the Democratic brand is not in a very good shape, I just wanted to speculate or talk about the future of the Democratic Party, but also who is likely to lead the Democratic Party in 2028. Some of you might ask, why are you talking about 2028? It's almost 3.5 years away from us, and why do you need to talk about 2028? So the reason for that is very clear. If the Democrats have any chance of trying to project someone or have a very viable, strong candidate, they should start looking at some of the prospective candidates right now and see exactly what they are doing, where they are going, how they are positioning themselves in terms of policies, and how they think their vision is for the country and how they are articulating that vision to the country. So I have my own list. Before I go into that list, I just also want to say that the reason the Democrats are forced to take this initiative or take this seriously right now is because they did not see that the issues that affected the people very much during the November 2024 elections, especially the two main issues that I see that Democrat lost their way as. One is on the inflation, and it is very difficult for Kamala Harris to really come up with a narrative to say that she's going to reduce inflation, but nevertheless that they missed the boat on the issue of inflation. And then the other big thing is about all these social issues in terms of the transgender issue and this DEI issue, even though it is some kind of a for the large part it is a false narrative. They did not provide a counter narrative message to the American people, and especially on the transgender issue, I think Kamala Harris missed the boat to come out clearly against giving government funds for such procedures. Anyway, that's a postmortem. But nevertheless, those two issues really made a big impact on especially the three Midwestern states that Kamala Harris lost, um, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Had she won those three, she would have been President Harris today. Nevertheless, let's go to the future. So in my list, I think there are around 8, 9 people who are most likely to run, and one of them is most likely to become the eventual nominee in 2028. So in my list, I have 4 governors, and I have 3 senators, and I have one ex-mayor, ex-cabinet secretary, and one congresswoman. So let's start with the congresswoman, the person that most of you already know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's planning to run for the presidency. If you look at um, all the places that she's going to and the kind of message that she's trying to convey to the country, and she's trying to take the place of Bernie Sanders in a national level, and she's more likely to contest in the primaries for the 2028 general election. So to talk about her, I would say that if the Democrats have any chance of winning on the 2028 election, then they should seriously move away from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She is not a credible candidate for the general election. She might do very well in the primary, but I don't think that she would win the general election. So, in my perspective, I believe that she will run the primary. She will be like Bernie Sanders, and she might not eventually win the nomination. That's my guess at this point of time, but we can keep looking at this on a monthly basis and see exactly where these candidates are. So that's the first one. And then we have 3 senators. The first one, let's go to Mark Kelly, the senator from Arizona. He was very close in getting the nomination for the vice presidential slot under Kamala Harris. He missed out. I think there were three finalists, and eventually he did not make it. But nevertheless, he is planning to run, it looks like, based on the signs that we see from his office and from his campaign rhetoric or whatnot, and from his actions in the Senate. So he is most likely to run. And in my view, he has a very decent chance, a chance of winning the primary. But I wouldn't say that he is a front runner. He has a decent chance. It depends on how he campaigns and what kind of image he projects himself to the national level. And so let's see what happens with Mark Kelly with his policies and his public statements on what he intends to do. So then the other senator that I'm looking at is Cory Booker. You all know that he gave a long speech in the Senate, and he's positioning himself as the alternative to all others in the Democratic Party, in the Senate side at least. And it looks like he's going to run. And he is from New Jersey. It's both plus and minus for him. And just like Mark Kelly, I do believe that he has a decent chance, but I don't necessarily think that he would eventually go on to win the nomination to run for the general election, to contest the general election. So I think he has a decent chance, but I don't think Cory Booker will eventually make it. Then we have the first term senator from Arizona, the other senator from Ruben Gallego. Ruben Gallego is an interesting story. He just got elected to the Senate now. Before that, he was in the House of Representatives. And he is trying to project himself as one of the viable candidates at the national level. In my view, he has got a good resume, and he might be attractive to some portion of the electorate, especially the primary electorate. But again, just like the other two senators, I don't think Ruben Gallego will be able to make it. Remember, the senators generally do not have a very good record of winning the presidency. So I think that might also go against him. And depending on how he campaigns, it looks like he's going to run in the primary at least, so that at least he gets some kind of a mileage for the future. But I don't see him as one of the finalists in my view. So now let's go to the one person who has not had had some kind of an electoral success in terms of being in Congress, being in the House or the Senate, but he has won the mayor in Indiana. That is Pete Buttigieg. All signs point to him making a serious effort to run in 2028 primary, 2027-2028 primary. So it looks like he's going to run. He has been a cabinet member, so I think that's an advantage for him. But nevertheless, if you look at the social issues and others, I think the Democratic primary electorate will not be able to, or would not take a huge chance with Pete Buttigieg, but he might come very close because he has a potential to appeal to a lot of people. So he's also from Indiana, so that's kind of a red state, and Democrats would like to go and reach out to the moderate sections of certain red states like Indiana, Ohio, and basically the industrial Midwest. So that I do feel that he'll probably be in the top five. But eventually, if you ask me if he's going to become the eventual nominee, at this point of time, I don't see him as the next nominee of the Democratic Party, but he will come close. Then we have the list of what I call the four governors. So these four governors, the first on the list is, of course, the governor from California, Gavin Newsom. He has made it very clear that he's going to run. He wants to run. He thinks that he can win the nomination. And he will be able to raise a lot of money. There are a lot of advantages in Gavin Newsom. But Democrats, again, would look at the state of California. do you want to put someone from the state of California at the top of the ticket? He has run the state of California. That there's going to be a lot of issues that Republicans can dig up, especially the social issues. So I think at the end of the day, even though he can raise a lot of money and he has got good name recognition so far nationally, Gavin Newsom, again, just like Pete Buttigieg, will be in the top five, but I don't see him winning the nomination just because of the geography. Then let's go to the governor from Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. He's on my list. He has made it very clear that he's running. Remember that he comes from a very wealthy family. Their family used to run the Hyatt group of hotels, and they still have some stake on that hotel group. So he's very wealthy. He can raise a lot of money. He's very well known in the financial wing of the Democratic Party. So he is planning to run, but he's a governor of Illinois. Illinois, geographically, you can call it as industrial Midwest, but Democrats have been winning Illinois rather easily in the presidential level as well as in the governorship. So there is nothing that he's going to bring in additionally for the Democrats from the state of Illinois, and then he's not going to actually bring other states into play. So, for instance, if he is the nominee, I don't think he can make a huge play in Pennsylvania better than some of the other candidates. So I think J.B. Pritzker again might be one of the finalists, but I don't think that he will make it. Then let's go to the governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear. Andy Beshear is a governor from a red state. He's a moderate, and he has not had too many negatives so far. It's very difficult for the Republicans to hit him on the social issues, and I do believe that he has got a good resume. And if the Democrats are truly looking for a moderate governor from the industrial Midwest and from that area, and if they are looking for someone that can at least be appealing to the entire electorate throughout the country, I think Andy Beshear is going to be a very good candidate. But it all depends on how he positions himself. He most likely he's going to run. That's what I think. If he runs, I'll be very curious to know exactly what his policy prescriptions are for the country. Why is he running? What is he planning to do if he wins the presidency? And I personally feel that he is more close to Bill Clinton kind of a candidate. It's too early to tell, but in my view, he's more close to the Bill Clinton type of candidate, and Democrats should take a very serious look at Andy Beshear. Then let me go on to the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. By far, I think he is one of the frontrunners for winning the primary, and I will tell you why. First of all, he's a very popular governor of Pennsylvania. Second, he was also in the final list. He was one of the other finalists in the Kamala Harris's search for the VP slot. In fact, I thought that Kamala Harris should have picked him. I made that comment in this forum before the VP was picked by Kamala Harris. I think they missed the boat on that. He should have been the VP nominee. Who knows, the elections could have turned differently if he had been chosen as the VP nominee under Kamala Harris. But nevertheless, past is past. Let's look at the future. I do believe he has a tremendous ability to reach out to the entire country, reach out to the electorate in several parts of the country that Kamala Harris is not able to reach out to. And he's a successful governor, and he's from Pennsylvania, so he's very close to the New York, New Jersey media market, and also he can raise a lot of money. So Josh Shapiro looks like will be one of the primary candidates, or one of the most likely person to win the nomination. Things could change, but Democrats at this point, I believe, will be safer to choose a governor from a Midwestern state or a Southern state. I have missed the ex North Carolina governor, Roy Cooper. and a couple of other leaders from the South. But nevertheless, I think Democrats should look for someone like a governor from most likely a Midwestern state or Southern state if they really want to win the election in 2028. It's still going to be a very tough election. We are just 3 years away. We can't say anything right now, but still, at this point of time, the Democratic brand is not in a very good shape, and the Democratic Party is in a disarray. And Chuck Schumer, who used to run the Senate very efficiently, his popularity is not also not very good. So I think with all this, uh, Democrats should look for a governor to become the nominee next time. But all of this is just based on the presumption that Kamala Harris is not going to run. If Kamala Harris runs in the 2028 primary season, I think it's going to be very difficult for any of the Democrats to beat her. If she runs, she will most likely become the nominee. Um, if you ask me whether she should run or not, I would say it's very unfortunate that she has to run this campaign for only 100 days and she lost a close election. Yes, she lost the popular vote also. But as I mentioned before, that if had she won in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, she would have been President Harris. And remember, the total margin among all these three states combined together was only around 127,000 odd votes. So I have done a detailed analysis on what went wrong, and from the data, what we could gather happened on those three states. I will come back with those analysis on a subsequent program. But at this point of time, if Kamala Harris runs, she'll most likely end up being the nominee. But if she doesn't run, I think we have these 7, 8, 9 people here who are in the mix. But I think the one that's most likely to get it is going to be either Josh Shapiro or Andy Beshear. But Andy Beshear, I'm not too sure whether he's too keen to run. But if he runs and has a good message across the country, as I mentioned, he could be a Bill Clinton type of candidate. It all depends on how he frames himself and how he runs the campaign. So that's it for me today. I will come back with the detailed analysis of the election 2024 results in the subsequent episodes. Till then, take care.